And this is how lies over time become truth. Next thing you know, 10 years later, 12 years later, 100 years later, people are spewing information, but they never ask the question, is this really true? How do I know this is true? Or am I just regurgitating lies over time? That is now truth to me because I know no different, because I've asked no different. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mystic Temple Spirituality for a New Age. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am here to bring you truth. Okay, nothing but the truth, always. So today we're going to dive deep into the Book of Rashida as usual, and we are going into another section of the large passage I received on November 2nd, 2015. So today we don't have any announcements, so we're just going to jump right into it. We have a lot to go over. We're going to break all of it down because it's pretty deep, as always. You know, the divine doesn't give us anything in simple terms. Why? Because the divine is not simple. So we're going to go into the book of Rashida right now. And so I'm going to read the passage for today, and it is as follows. Truth comes in all measures to be held with great insight and care. It is I who holds the truth, unmasked from the light of deception. Lead not with fear, but with the bow of delicacy upon the ears of the listeners. All who hear with open channels will be freed. Come forth and behold the smoke of fire. Creation. Listen to my words. Feel the transformations made within. Be the transformations from within. And we're going to stop there. Now, this passage is packed and packed and packed with so much information. So we're going to have to break all that down. Every single sentence is packed with so much meaning and divine information. So let's talk about the first sentence where it says, truth comes in all measures to be held with great insight and care. So when we're talking about truth comes in all measures, the first part of that sentence, we're going to have to break even down the sentence, okay? The first part of that sentence says in all measures, truth comes in all measures. What they're saying is that truth is not one dimensional. What is all measures? Different sizes, different shapes, different colors, right? Truth is not one dimensional. When we think of truth, we think of this is true, that is true, that is true. Truth is not one dimensional, it's not black and white. And they're showing us this here, and it must be held with great care and insight. So the insight is what we were talking about in the last session, which is our discernment. The great care is having actual respect for this truth. Now, this truth is universal truth. It is law. It is truth, right? But it is not one dimensional. It is not finite. And when we receive the truth, we must actually use our discernment, which we talked about that at length last time. And again, remember, this is all part of the same passage, too. So some of the themes may repeat a little bit. But the discernment that they're referring to here is when we are actually interpreting the truth. We have to be very, very careful about that. Truth, interpreting the truth is not a passive thing. It's not, okay, this is what was said, and that's it. As we can see here, as we're interpreting the book of Rashida, there are layers and layers and layers of meaning. Truth goes very, very deep. Right now, most people look at the surface of truth. That is what has been happening, and this is why we are disconnected. We look at the surface of truth. We have to dive deep into truth and hold it with great care and respect. Respecting the truth, understanding how important it is for us to know the truth. Why? Because the truth can lead to our liberation if we allow it to. If we allow it to. And the passage actually talks about that as well. This truth, when really discerned and understood correctly and deeply, not surface level, but deeply, this leads us to wisdom, metamorphosis, transformation, and leads us down a path of divinity, leads us down a path of enlightenment, leads us to enlightenment. Only then do we start to achieve those levels. When we're just looking at something surface, we're not seeing the full picture. We have to see the full picture, is what they're saying here. It's important to see the full picture. It's important to ask the right questions. That's discernment. It's important to actually dive deeper into the meaning of things as we're going through our journey, because deception is real. And we're going to talk about that next. And next it says, it is I who holds the truth, unmasked from the light of deception. Well, I think what's most interesting in this sentence is the light of deception. Usually, when we think of deception, we think of darkness. We think of something that's being shrouded, something that's being hidden. But what's being revealed here in this passage is that the most brilliant deception is done in the light. That is the most brilliant deception. It is done in the light, unmasked from the light of deception, not the darkness of deception, the light of deception, right in front of your face. This is deception right in your face, okay? In the light, masked as the light. This is why I always say lies over time become truth. Understand this concept. When someone says something that is untrue and they spread that misinformation, people naturally, when they hear something over and over again from maybe multiple people that they trust, or even people that they don't trust, if everyone's saying something, people will assume must be true, and then they will begin to regurgitate that information. And this is how lies over time become truth. Next thing you know, 10 years later, 12 years later, 100 years later, people are spewing information, but they never ask the question, is this really true? How do I know this is true? Or am I just regurgitating lies over time? That is now truth to me because I know no different, because I've asked no different. I haven't asked the right questions. Discernment. They are referring to the deception that is right in front of us. This is why we are disconnected from the light, because we've been lied to over time, long periods of time. And now people hold limiting beliefs today, and they have no idea why they hold those beliefs. People do random empty actions, hold empty rituals without understanding the meaning behind such things. And when deception is being done in the light, it makes it so much easier for us to believe because there's no energy of it being hidden. It's right in your face, boldly, okay, boldly. And many of you at home know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then open your eyes. So we're going to jump right into the next sentence, which I'm going to read because it's a little longer. So it says, lead not with fear, but with the bow of delicacy upon the ears of the listeners. All who hear with open channels will be freed. What they're talking about is not pushing fear. We don't push fear here at Mystic Temple. That's not what we do. There are a lot of people and organizations and governments out there that rule through fear. They control through fear. That's not what we do here at Mystic Temple. Lead not with fear, but with a bow of delicacy upon the ears of the listeners. So we're not about pushing this onto you. Those who receive the truth will be freed. Those who are open to receiving the truth will be freed, it says. We're not about, and I'm not about, pushing this truth onto anyone. It's up to you whether you want to hear it. It's up to you whether you want to listen. It's up to you whether you want to receive it. You have free will. You don't have to receive it. I'm here to give it. And why do they lead with fear? Because as human beings, fear is a motivating factor. Fear is an easily motivating factor. I don't have to do a whole lot to convince you to do something if I make you afraid of something that then leads you to that choice on your own. When you're moving in fear, okay, you're going to be desperate. You're going to do different things. And this is why fear is used for social control. Fear is used in media. Fear is used in propaganda. This is why, because it's an easy motivating factor. And when it says the bow of delicacy, that's talking about not leading with brute force, delicacy upon the ears of the listeners. So it really encapsulates what we're doing here. What I'm here to do is give the truth. I'm here to pass it on. It has come through me. It has been written through me, and I am here to pass it on. I am not here to force it upon anyone. I'm not here to force it, and neither are you. You're not here to force any truth upon anyone. And this actually ties into your life, your everyday life. A lot of times we feel like upset when people don't believe something, when we can't convince someone of something. We get upset, we take it personal, we get emotional. Not everyone is meant to receive the truth. Those who receive will be free. Those who don't, won't. If they stay in the matrix, you can stay in the matrix if you want to stay in the matrix. but those who will listen will be set free. When you are in the matrix, you are caged. You are in the light of deception. When you pluck yourself out, this is when you see the truth. This is when you see the actual real light, not the deception, the real light, the real truth of who you are. And this is when you are liberated. And remember, it says, all who hear with open channels. What is an open channel? You are open. You have an openness to receiving this information. If I'm closed off from receiving information, what is the point of pushing that information? If I have someone over here who does not want to receive that information, no matter how hard you push, they're not going to get that information. It's here, but it's just surface. It doesn't come inside because their channels are not open. So what this passage is explaining is the style in which we share this truth, in which we spread this truth. I am spreading this truth, but you at home spread this truth as well. Spread this knowledge. That's what this is for. This isn't just for me, this is for everyone. This is why we've made this global. Truth is to be spread, but not with brute force. Everyone has free will. Understand that everyone has their own path, and not everyone is open. Not everyone has an open channel to the truth. That's okay. They don't have to. You have a choice, and they have a choice. They can choose the truth, or they can choose to stay in the matrix. Either way, we're moving forward. Like the passage said last week, get on board or get left behind, okay? Period. So, what this is saying is we are not forcing truth on anyone. We are not going up to people and hitting them over the head, you know. We're not going to hit them over the head with the book of Rashida and say, hey, listen. But what we are going to do, and I say we for a reason because I'm not alone here, what we are going to do is share the truth. Those who have open channels to receiving it will receive it. But those who do not have open channels don't have to receive it. And nor do we push with brute force, with a bow of delicacy. That really shows you the gracefulness that's behind sharing this message. It's not pushing a message, it's sharing a message. And this is the problem with a lot of religions out there. They want to push, they want to push, they want to beat you over the head with the Bible, they want to beat you over the head with whatever book they have. Or maybe it's not a book, they just want to beat you over. People just want to beat you over the head with their own beliefs. And they'll keep beating until until you submit. No, that's not what we do. That's not our style. And the book of Rashida clearly states what the style should be right here in this passage. So again, it is wasted effort to push truth upon someone who is not ready to receive it. Now, why does it say free, that those who receive will be freed? Because right now, before this truth is given, before this understanding is given, you're in chains. You're in a cage of deception. This frees you from that deception. This gives you liberation. What is that deception? A major part of that deception is your power. That's a major part of that deception, who you really are. And again, that's the truth that we're sharing. And next, it's come forth and behold the smoke of fire. This one is really, really riddled with a whole lot of depth here. The smoke of fire. And then it says creation. Now, what is smoke from fire? Smoke is fire's alchemy. Think about that. How does smoke get produced and why does it come from fire? Because fire transforms, fire transmutes, fire alchemizes. It takes wood and turns it into smoke after it's done with it. It is a process of alchemy, and smoke is the byproduct of that alchemy. So when it says, come forth and behold the smoke of fire, creation, it's talking about alchemy. And it's inviting you to be an active part of the process. Come forth and behold. Come forth and behold. It's asking you to be an active participant in your own alchemy, in the alchemy of the world, in the uplifting of this planet. It's asking you to come forth. They are asking you to come forth. Now, let's dive deeper into alchemy. Let's dive deeper into that concept and what it means here. They're talking about creation. Creation, when we think of creation, we often think of something being created out of nothing. But the reality is that there is no such thing as nothing because everything is energy. And even when we think there is nothing there, what is there is unseen and untapped energy. Physics has already shown this. Fire has the power to destroy, but from that destruction comes something new. It doesn't actually destroy, it creates. It destroys something, alchemizes it, and creates something new. That's what fire does. And that's what that smoke is, the byproduct. So you are the byproduct of that alchemy. Your life is a byproduct of your alchemy. You are fire. You have the ability to destroy, transmute, alchemize, and create. And this is the energy that exists throughout the entire universe. And so, what it's discussing here are themes of creation, but also rebirth and renewal. And the fact that they said creation all by itself as as a one-word sentence right after behold the smoke of fire, creation. They're talking about that something is we're ushering in something new, which we are already aware of. We've already established that we are ushering in something new, an era of awakening, an era of remembrance. This is creation. Come forth and behold. Creation of what is being alchemized right now. What is being alchemized? Deception is being alchemized into truth. What else is being alchemized? You are being alchemized from the matrix to enlightenment. We are all being alchemized, but we are also alchemizing ourselves. We are alchemizing our lives. So not only is this talking about what's happening right now, again, this is layered with meaning. This is also talking about what's happening in your life, what your ability is. Because remember, you come from the light, you are the light, right? You are fire. You have the ability to create and transform and transmute and alchemize in your life, to destroy and give birth to something new. These are versions of yourself. These are circumstances in your life. Behold, become an active participant in your life. Become an active participant in what's happening right now on this planet, in this global awakening. And this is why we're launching the Global Awakening Initiative. But it's also calling upon you to activate the creative force within yourself. Creation, the smoke of fire. So again, what are you creating in your life? What future are you creating for yourself? What alchemy are you creating right now? Now, you could be alchemizing something into something good or something bad. So what are you creating in your life right now? And what we talked about in the last session, your choices. What choices are you making that lead to this creation? Everything is an act of creation. Everything. Behold the smoke of fire. Everything is an act of creation. Every single thing that you're doing, you are creating something new. Whether you realize it or not, whether you want it or not, you are creating something new. And this is exactly why you have to pay attention to your thoughts. You have to pay attention to your actions and your choices and your inactions. You have to pay attention to these things. And then it says, listen to my words, feel the transformations made within, be the transformations from within. Now, I think it's an interesting choice of words, made within and from within. Feel the transformation made within. This is really telling you that the transformation, the alchemy, that's inner alchemy. These are things that are happening inside of you that come from you because you are creation. You have the ability to create anything. And it doesn't come out of nothing. It comes from you. You're not nothing. That was double negative, but it's okay. You're not nothing. Okay? You are something. And this creation comes from you, made within. It says, feel the transformations made within. Again, we're talking about alchemy, inner alchemy. And then be the transformations from within. This is talking about your life, okay? Moving forward in your life from within, not from out here, from within. The transformation that you have created inside of yourself, be that transformation on the outside. This is from the inside out. You are to embody your alchemy. You are to embody the changes that you desire. This is pure alchemy. This is life. This is change. This is transformation. So, again, creating your life from the inside out. And this really also, to me, touches upon the idea that our thoughts create our reality. that our actions create, everything that we have within us. What's contained within us? Our emotions, our thoughts, our energy body. The aura is made of what's inside of us. This is what we begin to push out into our aura. Everything that goes on inside of us is reflected in our outside world. And so it's saying, be the transformation from within, tapping into the alchemy that you're creating inside of yourself and pushing that outward into your life so that you can be it, so that you can embody it, and it becomes you. You become the smoke of fire. Your life becomes the smoke of fire, the byproduct of alchemy, the byproduct of your choices, the byproduct of your energy, the byproduct of your thoughts, the byproduct of your emotions, also the byproduct of your traumas, the byproduct of your fears. Okay? What are you focused on? What are you actually creating? And this is why healing is so, so, so important, and taking care of your inner self from the inside out. This is why these things are so important, because understanding that everything that's going on inside of you is reflected outside of you, in your life, in your journey, in your human experience. So, what I want you to walk away with today is embrace transformation. Everything that is happening in your life is a transformation. Everything. Life is a continual process of transformation, of alchemy, of transmutation. This is what life is. Embrace change in every step. A lot of times we're afraid of change. But when you look at this passage, it really explains everything is alchemy. We are fire. We are producing that smoke. And change is not something to be feared. Change is something that is good. Destruction begets renewal and rebirth. Remember that. Destruction begets, creates renewal and rebirth. So even when things in your life are not going exactly the way that you want them to go, and you think, oh no, everything's being destroyed, I'm losing everything, understand at the other side of whatever that is that's going on, that process of alchemy, there's always something amazing on the other side of that. If you think back to anything that you've gone through in your life, even the really tough times, if you really pay attention, if you really dive deep into the meanings of everything and how things have led you sequentially since then through life, you will understand exactly why, because everything is always divine. Alchemy is divine. Change is divine. Transformation is divine. So embrace change, embrace transformation. Remember your power. Remember that you are creation within yourself, and embody it on the outside from within. Don't embody other people's transformation. Don't embody other people's boxes and categories that they want to put you in. Embody your own alchemy from within, and let that show on the outside in your actual real world. Okay, and now I'm going to speak life and truth and power into all of you at home using the divine language. Okay. Olo edu wabwe atabalewa. Olo edu wabwe atabalewa. Olo edu wabwe atabalewa. Lehate hokimko. Lehate hokimko. Ishna hokimko. Ishna hokimko. Ishna hokimko. Vectusos, atalote vectusos. Ishna hokimko. Ishna hokimko. Olo edu wabwe atabalewa. Olo edu wabwe atabalewa. Osha atabalewa. Osha atabalewa. Eshna popo eshna sha. Eshna popo eshna sha. Vectusos totalote. Totalote. Eshna popo eshna sha. And I will end with a prayer, which essentially means peace be unto you in the divine language. Zor kumti. And I'll see you next time.
Spirit of fire, hear me, I call upon the flame. A force so pure and powerful, it burns away the pain. Yeah, ignite my intentions, let my desires take flight. passion flame that can't be torn.